Okay, hey guys, welcome back. You're watching dcbornrob Erasing Borders. I'm DC Rob. This is the channel where you come to find information about Colombia as well as the rest of Latin America that can help you on your travels should you decide to live there or just visit. But in today's story, I have a jaw-dropping topic: why blood tests in the United States can cost you thousands of dollars while the same tests in places like Colombia are only a fraction of the cost. If you've ever been shocked by a medical bill or wonder how to save on healthcare, this story is for you. Let's just jump into this story right away. The problem in the United States. Simple explanation: you go to the hospital for a routine blood test. Maybe it's to check your cholesterol or screen for something serious like cancer. You're expecting a bill of $100 tops, but then bam, the hospital sends you a bill for $1,000 or $3,000, or believe it or not, over $10,000 for a single test. Sounds crazy, right? But this is happening all across America. Let's break down some of the priciest blood tests. First up, genetic tests like the ones that check for breast cancer risk genes can cost between $1,000 and $5,000. Then there are advanced cancer screenings like liquid biopsies that detect cancer DNA in your blood. Those can run you $1,000 to $3,000. Even a comprehensive metabolic panel, which checks your kidney and liver function, can hit $500 to $1,500 at a hospital. And get this, a fancy cholesterol test called an advanced lipid panel was once billed at a California hospital for a whopping $10,169. That's right. You heard that right. 10 grand for a cholesterol check. So why are these tests so expensive? It's a mixture of high-tech equipment, skilled lab techs, and something called facility fees that hospitals tack on. Plus, in the U.S., prices for the same test can vary widely depending on where you go. A test can cost $50 at an independent lab like Quest Diagnostics, might cost $1,000 at a hospital just right down the street. And if you don't have insurance, you're stuck with paying the full price. It's no wonder Americans are fed up with medical bills. Now, let's hop across the globe to Colombia, where healthcare costs are a totally different story. In Colombia, those same blood tests that cost thousands in the U.S. are often 70 to 90% cheaper. For example, that $2,000 genetic test for cancer risk, in Colombia, it might cost you just $200 to $600 at a private clinic in Bogota or Medellin. A cancer screening panel that costs $1,000 in the United States, you're looking at $50 to $150 in Colombia. Even a comprehensive metabolic panel, which could set you back $1,500 in an American hospital, is only $10 to $30 in Colombia. And that crazy $10,169 cholesterol test, a similar advanced lipid panel in Colombia might cost $50 to $100 max. So why is Colombia so much cheaper? First, the cost of living is way lower, about 70% less than in the US. That means lab techs, doctors, and clinics don't need to charge as much to cover their expenses. Second, Colombia's private clinics often list their prices up front, so you know exactly what you're paying. No surprise $10,000 bills here. And third, there's less red tape. In the US, labs deal with strict regulations and high insurance costs, which get passed on to you. In Colombia, things are simpler and cheaper, but you still get quality care, especially at the top hospitals like Fundación Santa Fe in Bogota. Now, let's make this real. Imagine you're Sarah, a 40-year-old mom in Texas. Your doctor recommends a genetic test to check for cancer risk because it runs in your family. In the US, that test could cost $3,000. And if your insurance doesn't cover it, you're stuck. That's rent for 2 months. But if Sarah flies to Colombia, she could get the same test for $400, plus a round-trip flight for about $500. Total cost? Less than $1,000 is still way cheaper than in the US, plus she gets a trip to beautiful Bogota. This is why medical tourism is booming. Americans are heading to countries like Colombia to save thousands on tests and procedures without sacrificing quality. But there's a catch. Not every test, like super advanced liquid biopsies, is available everywhere in Colombia. You might need to go to a big city or check if the lab meets international standards. Still, for most common blood tests, Colombia's private clinics are a game changer. So what can you do to avoid those high US bills? Here are 3 tips. First, shop around in the US. Independent labs like LabCorp or Quest Diagnostics often charges way less than hospitals. Think $50 instead of $1,000. Second, ask for an itemized bill and question any crazy fees. Knowledge is power. And third, consider medical tourism. If you're facing a big test, look into clinics in Colombia or other affordable countries. Just make sure they're accredited and can share results with your doctor. That's the story of how blood tests in the US can break the bank, while places in Colombia offer the same care for pennies on the dollar. Have you ever been hit with a shocking medical bill? Or maybe you've tried medical tourism yourself. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. And if you found this helpful, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Likes always help, and sharing is caring. Remember that. You're up to date now as far as medical tourism. Just keep it as an option. Do due diligence, do your research, and you're on your way. Again, thank you guys for watching. Remember to travel, but travel safe.
If you like this video, if you did, make sure you go down and hit subscribe. And definitely like. It helps that YouTube algorithm. You know what I'm talking about? See what I'm saying?
So hey girl, thanks for coming by my place.
No worries. You mind if our girlfriend can come by with us?
Hell no. This is why I watch dcbornrob.
Kini-excited, dili na mag-online. Kung sabay dugayan, chika babes kay nasulan. Idol ipadulan, ako ang padulan. Karamelum-luman, dili-dili na tuluman. Ay shock pa, makalok-kaloka. Si Buona sexy, lawas murag Coca-Cola. Ang kanyag ni mo sa akong kalibutan nga saan. Wala ko ikatubag, ikaw ra kong matawag. Murag kagabun sa kabugnaw sa taas. Sa imong paghawas, lawas ni mo labas. Sinut walay gas-gas, ako amo bas-bas.
Headed to Medellin, Colombia? See my guy Andres with Nomad Travel for safe airport pickups and drop-offs and tours. Contact information in the description below.